K-2 is a brand new premium Soviet heavy tank that comes with a unique style of gameplay. It features a 122mm 390 alpha damage gun, good armor and... wait a minute. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have got ourselves another Tier 8 premium Soviet heavy tank, as if we didn't need another one of those in the game. Now, do you really need to pick up this tank? I wouldn't say so, especially if you've already owned something like an IS-3A or Defender, for example. I think you'll do just fine without this tank, but if you are, say, a tank collector, for example, it may be worth your while trying to pick this up. Now, at the time of recording this, I do not know what currency this is going to be available in the auction. However, we'll just quickly talk about how I've been finding this tank in gameplay. Now, the gun on this thing, I'm going to say it outright, is pretty atrocious. It is your kind of generic Soviet 122mm caliber gun, 390 alpha. It's only got 203mm of penetration. It's got a stupid long reload time of about 14 seconds. Aim time is poor, like 2.8 seconds, and you've got a dispersion of 0.42. Now, the thing that really gets me with this tank, in particular with the gun, is the fact that A, the standard round is AP and the second shell is heat, which has got a penetration of 270, but the shell velocity is actually really quite bad, in my opinion. We're looking here at a shell velocity of only 790 meters a second, which is not great. Granted, you want to be playing this thing in close range, and that should be alright for that, but if you're trying to do any kind of long distance shots, yeah, you're going to be hanging the shells in the air for an extended period of time. Now, talking about the mobility, it's alright. It's nothing particularly special. You'll go faster in IS-3. It's only got a top speed of 30 kilometers an hour. It's got a 13 horsepower to ton ratio, so it's not ideal. But what is absolutely incredible about this tank, and as you can be seeing here in the little gameplay I've got, is the armor is pretty ridiculous. The armor is pretty nuts on this thing, and that is where I've had most of my fun with this tank. Sure, you can actually get penned if you, say, don't angle correctly, but if you just manage to get that perfect sweet spot, you're going to be walking easy 5k, 6k, 7k damage in this vehicle, and that's where this vehicle really does shine. The armor profile is pretty nuts. Now, before this tank actually went into the live server, they did receive a nerf to its lower plate, so it is actually a bit weaker than how it originally was going to be introduced, and that lower plate was a fair bit stronger. But I've just been having so much fun with this tank, just trying to get up into people's faces, just offer a bit of angling, and you're just bouncing a lot of shells. Can you still get penetrated though? Yes, you can. Stuff like high tier heat pen will go straight through, like say your upper plate, for example, which is obviously not ideal for a vehicle such as this. But having the armor profile of this, especially when you're, say, fighting lower tier heavies like these T-29s, for example, yeah, you're going to be laughing all day, and it does make for a bit of a fun time. Could you do something similar with this in Defender? I reckon you absolutely could. KV-5 as well, even, you could definitely do so. That's pretty much where I would leave this vehicle. It is, in the sense, it's got some fantastic armor, but it's just so generic, I guess you could say. It's a Soviet heavy tank. It's got a big alpha gun. It's got decent armor. Its speed doesn't say nothing particularly remarkable, but like as you saw before, how many Soviet Tier 8 heavy tanks do we have in this game now? I mean, really. So I'm just going to leave it here. I'm not going to keep this video going on for too long, but ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, if you do decide to pick up this vehicle in the auction, best of luck to you. I don't think it's something particular for every single player as a must-have kind of a vehicle, but other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this small edit today. Best of luck, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.